guys, it's Horsey Steph, and today I am back reacting to the movie Running Free. It's definitely starting to get more interesting. The dad is realizing he's pushed just a little bit too hard and needs to give Taylor time to form a relationship. And we're starting to see them riding a bit, so I'm excited to keep watching this movie. I think we'll see a lot more riding and interactions with horses, which is obviously my favorite part to react to. If you guys could go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for future videos, that would help me out a ton. And let's go ahead and dive on in. Alright, so they are starting to form a little bit of a relationship. I mean, like a friendly relationship. They're able to talk to each other, enjoying each other's company after working together all day. So that is good that she's starting to connect with people here. I think she feels really isolated because she left everything she knows, all her friends, her aunt, which was the only real family she had left that she was connected to. So having somebody to just connect to, I think will make her just feel a lot more comfortable and also help her start to open up to other people, and specifically her father.
He talks about you all the time.
He does?
That surprises me. It surprises me he talked about her a lot and, you know, remembers her as a child so much, and it's clearly he misses her. I didn't expect that from him because I feel like he could have reached out sooner. So definitely surprises me that he obviously missed her and wanted to have her in his life if he's talking about her all the time, but didn't actually do anything to make that happen. It does make me wonder if maybe the wife not wanting her to be part of his life was part of it. And then also maybe he felt like she didn't want him in her life, so he didn't want to like push her to be there when she didn't want him to be there. That'd be my best guess, but that really does surprise me.
Dad was in the war, and when he came back, he was never the same.
Alright, so he was in the army, and the army led him to drinking after he went to war, and that's where all of this started. So I guess it wasn't actually the mom dying that made him leave, which I had been mistaken on. I did think that it was the mom passing away that led him to all these issues, but I guess it was actually fighting in a war. So that makes a little more sense that he walked out a long time before the mom passed, and then he didn't step up and take her when the mom did pass, probably because she reminded him of the mom. It makes more sense that she feels truly abandoned because it was less of like a traumatic experience, and a little more of like, I mean, don't get me wrong, war is traumatic, but you know, losing the wife, it already breaks up the family, so it's a little more like everyone is traumatized versus just his own personal issues.
Mr. Belling never mentions her.
He never mentions the wife, and he mentions the daughter all the time. So it makes me think that he really still loves his ex-wife, and really is not over her, really hasn't finished that grieving process. Versus his daughter, he misses a lot, but you know, it's attainable. Like, he could have a relationship with her someday, so it's not the same level of grief and loss of the mom that is obviously dead. She's never coming back.
She worked at the Pentagon. She was there when the planes hit.
And that would be a horrible way to lose your mother in the 9/11 attacks, because there's just, you know, you feel so helpless, but it was still something you couldn't plan for, couldn't prepare for, never would have known it would happen. And I think it's always harder when you lose somebody due to like a traumatic event than to like slow illness that eventually leads to death, because at least you see it coming. And this you never could have seen coming. No one saw it coming. Feel his pain. Lifting hay bales really does destroy your back over time, and it's never really gets easier. It just makes you more sore the longer you do it.
I hear you. You know, my knees, they remind me how young I'm not every day.
Equestrian problem for sure.
Why do you hate me so much? What did I do to you?
It's a great question. I mean, it's obvious to literally everyone that she hates Taylor.
I don't hate you at all.
That's a lie.
I just think you're very selfish.
coming from the one who's very selfish, and I haven't seen do anything that's not selfish so far in this movie.
He never loved me.
I couldn't get him to love me because of how much he loved you. There wasn't much room left in his heart.
No wonder she's upset. She thinks that he loves his daughter more than he loves his wife, which is absolutely ridiculous, and you should never be competing with somebody's daughter for their love. But no wonder she hates Taylor if she really feels that way. Crazy thing is, Taylor doesn't feel that way. No one else feels that way. So she should really get over herself. If he loved his daughter that much, I think he would have put some sort of effort into getting back into her life a little sooner. It was interesting to me that he apparently talked about his daughter a lot, and you know, she remained a big fixture in his life even though he didn't really ever communicate with her. So obviously he does care about her, but I don't think he cares about her that much that she would be so much more important than his wife. If he really cared about her that much, he would have taken that step to be in her life. It seems more like he cared about the memory of her and that whole life he had before everything else happened. And that's really what he's attached to, less than actually being attached to his daughter. Not saying he doesn't care about his daughter, I just, from the facts, think that he's way more attached to the life he used to have.
Give him one technicality. He wasn't in his right mind.
All I can say is that I'll try.
I don't think that it's one technicality she needs to forgive him for. I mean, he walked out and then he never reached out to communicate with her again. So I think Taylor deserves to be upset with him. I don't understand why the wife is so angry about everything. I mean, she's basically just attacking Taylor for not forgiving him. But then she attacked her husband earlier for wanting a relationship with Taylor. So I think that the wife has kind of extreme anger issues and just blows up on people all the time for really minimal to no reason. But at least maybe she gave Taylor some background as to why her dad is acting the way he is. And maybe that'll help their relationship, even though it's certainly not going to help Taylor's relationship with this wife.
Look, Taylor, I am just trying to forge something here. Did it ever occur to you that things were difficult for me too?
Really need to get over the anger to her, because it's really not going to help form a relationship with her, and they need to get more comfortable with her silence and just allow her to open up when she's ready. Stop attacking her because she doesn't want to talk to them or doesn't have anything she feels comfortable saying to them. She probably talks a lot less because she doesn't want to be angry at them and doesn't want to yell at them, because that's probably all she can think to do.
But what about what I went through, Dad? How many bottles did you go through, Dad?
Taylor, calm down. Taylor, I'm sorry. Taylor.
Yep, and now he's created a problem by starting a fight with her, and now she wants to run away because she just does not want to deal with it anymore. I get her point of view. I think she has, again, a right to be angry. She has a right to be upset. She has a right to be pissed about the fact that he abandoned them. And he says he was working things out with the mom before she passed away, but he still abandoned his daughter when she passed away. So I get it. I would be angry too. And she was a child. She was a child dealing with so much loss and so much tragedy. For him to walk away at the same time, it doesn't matter what he's going through. He could have tried to have some sort of relationship, at least maybe not full-time care of her, but at least visit her on his better days and, you know, have some semblance of a connection with her when he could. And he didn't even do that. So yes, she should be angry. I hope she forgives him, but she should be angry. Now she's hitchhiking, probably to go home. I hope he finds her. I mean, obviously she couldn't have gone that far on foot. Like, realistically, he's gonna be able to find her. Nobody can outrun a vehicle, and it was like big open space, so it's not like she's gonna be hiding in corners from him. But definitely she's in a dangerous situation now because he couldn't leave well enough and alone, couldn't give her the time to process things, the time to get to know him without feeling the pressure of talking to him. And it started a fight, and now she wants to leave. It's not the way to go about it. Not the way to go about it at all. Blake? Alright, so it looks like she has hitchhiked her way back to her boyfriend's place, and I don't know what happened here. Like, did he have too much to drink or smoke or something and then ate all this stuff and left it all over the place? Like, some sort of drug or alcohol problem. I'm kind of going with probably weed, honestly, because of how much, like, trash is lying around. Like, he had the munchies or something, but this guy is no good at all.
I knew you'd be back.
Come on in here, it's okay.
Alright, so I guess she's gonna stay with him now, at least temporarily. Hopefully she reaches out to her aunt, because that guy is just trouble, which she absolutely does not need to get messed up with.
Police say they won't do anything because Taylor has been gone long enough.
That's the worst. The police don't want to do anything because she just left and she ran away. It's not like she was abducted or anything. So I think they need to be gone like 24 hours before the police will get involved, which as a parent would not make you feel better at all. I'm again shocked that she actually managed to run away and he didn't catch up with her in his vehicle while she was on foot. And she hasn't reached out to her aunt, hasn't reached out to anyone, so no one knows where she is except this boyfriend who is, in my opinion, basically a scumbag. So honestly, like, probably more dangerous than being on the streets. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do, but nothing good. He makes bad decisions. This turned out badly because Janice was such a jerk. Janice was already pushing her over the edge. She was already unhappy and feeling unwelcome, and then her father pushing for a relationship was the straw that broke the camel's back. But if she had been welcome and happy here, it would have been less of a big deal.
What are you doing, Billy? No, we don't know where she is. We haven't heard from her, and I'm going out of my mind.
As any father would.
We were given worry to protect us, but when you sit and wallow in it, that's when it's destructive.
Absolutely. When you feel worry, find a change of path, do something different to ease the worry and also move your life into a better direction. Don't just sit and wallow in the worry and be like, well, my hands are tied, there's nothing I can do. He could call her, leave her a message, apologize, send her a text. All of those are actions he could take right now that obviously aren't going to guarantee she comes back, but will help with what caused her to run away in the first place. So would be a good first step.
So what do I do? Pray, of course.
He could pray too, but I would be taking action.
I got some volunteers from the church together and we will all go. Come on, let's get to work and go looking for her.
I mean, at least looking for her is something. Definitely better than what they're doing now, which is absolutely nothing. Well, now that the father has pushed for a relationship with the daughter way too hard and ignored what he said earlier about giving her time to get comfortable with him and reach out when she wanted to and really wait to talk until she wanted to, he's pushed her and started yelling at her because she wasn't responding to him, and she ran away. So hopefully everything works out. A little bit of a cliffhanger on this segment though. She is now with her boyfriend, not communicating with any adults, and we all know the boyfriend is just not a good person and really on the wrong side of the law. So hopefully somebody reaches out to her and she responds back, or she reaches out to her aunt. That's, I think, the best case scenario at this point. Or the aunt goes and visits the boyfriend once the aunt knows she's missing, because if she didn't go to the aunt, like, the boyfriend would be the next best guess, right? But we'll see how that works out in the next segment. New segments of My Horse Trainer Reacts to Horse Movies comes out every Thursday and Saturday at 5 p.m. So make sure to tune in. And there is also a link in the description box down below to all of these segments I've already released. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.